Your name, please.
Gregory Haygood.
Okay, Gregory, can you tell us about the crime that you committed, or what happened that brought you here?
Well, my charges are breaking and entry,
Uh-huh.
and started like this. I was in the neighborhood, Newton. I don't know if you've heard of it, but I was just I don't know. I guess viewing the neighborhood, and I was just taking a look at different homes, people's houses, and I thought they had some pretty nice houses. And I figured, from the looks of the houses, it looks as though the people were pretty wealthy. So as I was looking at a home, I noticed that a parent, it seemed as though he was a parent, he had left the house and he left with his children, but he didn't lock the door. So I wondered if this was normal for this neighborhood. But anyway, what I did was I decided to take a look inside. So what I did is I walked around inside of his house, and I was pretty cautious of what I did, but I noticed there wasn't no one there. So, and also while I was looking, I noticed that there was a lot of expensive things in the house. I noticed a lot of jewelry. It seemed as though it was worth a lot of money. So me being the only one there, the obvious thing to do would be to pocket the things and to leave. But once I pocketed the jewelry, I figured I'm in the house and I'm safe. No one's here. No one knows I'm here. Why not just look around and see what else is, just laying around maybe. So I guess I stumbled into one of the kids' rooms, and I noticed a color television. It was pretty large, but I thought that maybe if I could find a box or something I could put it into, and maybe I could just walk out of the house as though I was doing some kind of work or something for the people, and maybe I wouldn't be noticed. But I ended up taking the television and a few other things that were in the kids' room, and so I left out of the house. And as I was walking down the street, some kids came up to me and they asked me what kind of work I did, and because they noticed that I came out of their friend's house. So I told them that I was a repairman. So they says they were going to go get their parents to ask them what a repairman does. And before I knew it, their parents were outside of their house, and they were asking me questions about my job, and they said they had no idea that because they were neighbors, they didn't know that their friends were allowing a repairman to be in the house and be alone. And they asked me what I had in my hands. And so I didn't want to tell them what I had, and what I tried to do was get away from these people without causing a scene. But what they did, one of the guys, he held me, and another person, he went and he called the police, and they checked into my story and found out that I wasn't a repairman at all, and I was placed under arrest for breaking the entry.
Now, when did this happen?
About 6 months ago.
Do you remember what time of day it was?
Yeah, it was, I think it was maybe 8:30 p.m., close to 9 p.m.
Okay, so it was an evening. And how did you know that there was nobody in the house after the family left?
I was just walking in. Well, I didn't know if there was anyone left in the house, but it seemed as though the way they came out of the house, that there was no one left in the house. So I took a chance on ringing the doorbell to see if anyone answered, and no one answered, so I just walked in.
And you said this was Newton?
Yes, in Newton.
Where in Newton? Do you remember the...
I think it was Chestnut Hill.
Okay. Do you remember what you were wearing that day?
Yeah, I was wearing a baseball cap and a black sweatsuit that said Gang Peace on it. It had a hood that goes with it, so I was able to cover myself up.
Was there anyone else with you involved?
No, I was alone.
And was there anyone there who saw you?
Well, I don't think anyone seen me go in. I don't think anyone seen me come out, but I was walking like a couple of yards from the house, and I was asked questions by some kids. So.
Okay. So now, had you planned to break into the house, or was it just something that happened?
No, it was just something that happened.
Okay.
I had no plans for it at all.
And why did you go in there?
I went in there for two reasons. One reason was because I wanted to just see what it was like inside the house, because it was a really nice home. It seemed like the person was pretty wealthy, and I was wondering what it was like inside, what kind of, how the house was organized.
Sure.
So, and I just went in, and another reason was, I thought to myself, if there was no one there like I thought, then maybe I could take a few things out of there, and I could keep it as souvenirs. You know, because I kind
Now,
of,
afterward, when you got arrested, where were you? Where was that when that happened?
it was, I think it was maybe 2 streets away from the house that the house was on.
Did you tell anybody about this?
No, I didn't.
Okay. And what finally happened with the stuff you took?
With the things that I took, the
Yeah.
things that I took were, I suppose they were returned to the victim.
Okay. Cool. Is there anything else? Is it a fairly complete story?
Yeah, except for there was, I think 2 or 3 gold chains. I don't think that they were able to take from me because I when I first seen the jewelry, I immediately took two or three of them and I put them on because they were really nice looking. But the other things I pocketed, and so I think they just took the things that I had in my pocket.
Great. Thank you.
You know,